r/AskReddit. Albert Einstein once said if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. What was your moment when someone judged you like that? r/Reddit. I lived in Argentina, from us, for a little bit as a kid. At a parent-teacher conference early in the school year, one art teacher had to break it to my parents that I might be mentally disabled because I don't respond or participate. They let her know I didn't speak any Spanish, at the time. She had no idea because no one told her and my name is Spanish and it just didn't occur to her. Teacher: I think your child might be mentally challenged. Parent: no, he's just American. Teacher: creo que su hijo podría tener problemas mentales. Parent: what? r/Reddit. Judge the country kids in my English class for being dumb fucks, until I did an autos class. What I found incomprehensible, they could do with ease. I had become the dumb fuck. Respect the fact that you admitted you were the one judging people. For real. This world would be a much better place if more people could admit their own mistakes such as these and grow from the experience. r/Reddit. Once someone on Reddit started complaining about something and said I wasn't a real man for a bunch of reasons. I'm the woman, so they're not exactly wrong. I get that all the time too. My personal favorite was when I said it's difficult to date lesbians. It's a common issue with women that they were taught men should make the first move, so with two girls no one wants to move first. Everyone assumed I was a dude harassing lesbians and trying to make them straight, which is why they wouldn't go out with me. Made the comment before going to work and I had -200 by lunch. Lamau, you're my hero. r/Reddit. The time my middle school art teacher called my parents because she thought I was purposefully mocking her by making my art bad. I literally can't draw beyond a 3rd grade level unless I am copying an object right in front of me. My parents basically cussed her out after they saw how hurt I was. Has she really experienced such vindictive kids? r/Reddit. When I was in the Navy I used to get in fairly frequent trouble for the suggestions I made for improving operational efficiencies. As an outside contractor they were quite happy to pay me $200 an hour to say the exact same thing. Personal change must come from within. Organizational change must come from without. Loose change must come from the pocket. And pocket change must come from someone else's. Need a change? Come in someone else's pocket. r/Reddit. When I said Albert Einstein once said if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree it will live its whole life thinking it's stupid, and they said he never said that. Edit. Yay, I'm that guy, big whoop, wanna fight about it? Thanks for my first ever gold kind stranger. Yes, it's a quote by Vladimir Lenin and it actually says, if you judge proletariat by its ability to amass property and capital, the proletariat will always end up admiring the extraordinary talent of the capitalists rather than realizing it is being oppressed. I am the walrus. r/Reddit. In school I was too nerdy for the jocks and too jockish for the nerds. Now that we have all grown up I take everyone's money in fantasy football. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Smart moves, my friend. Improvise, adapt, overcome, profit. FDFY. Step 1, improvise. Step 2, adapt. Step 3, overcome. Step 4? Step 5, profit. FDFY. r/Reddit. When HR at a company had me interview for a different position than I had applied for. The position they interviewed me for was one I knew nothing about, and told them as much. Despite me telling them before each round of interviews that they had made a mistake, I still had to endure a full day of people asking me questions that I had no answer to. Oof. Sounds like you dodged a bullet though if HR was that incompetent. Plot twist, he got the job. I'm literally not the right person for the job and you shouldn't hire me. He's so honest and insightful, hire him ASAP. They asked me how well I understood theoretical physics. I said I had a theoretical degree in physics. They said welcome aboard. r/Reddit. Playing sports growing up I would make these comically bad errors. The ball would hit me directly in the face or I would swing at a pitch way too late. Everyone gave me shit, even the coaches and parents. I kept playing because I enjoyed being active and around my friends, but I never understood why no matter how much I practiced I struggled with basic things that everyone else could do without thinking. I go to the eye doctor as an adult, and he tells me that I have a condition in one of my eyes that means I don't have binocular vision and as a result have very poor depth perception. It's physically impossible for me to track a moving object in space like everyone else. I know the pain, mate. Was forced to play volleyball in high school even though I obviously couldn't follow the ball. I was once looking right at it but couldn't spot it, and it hit me right in the face. Turns out I have a retinitis pigmentosa, which not only means I can't follow objects, but I can't see at night. My peripheral vision sucks, and anything that requires precision movement is out of the question. Thankfully I'm great in other fields that do not require good eye coordination. r/Reddit. I was the fish trying, and failing, to climb the tree, and my boss called to offer me a position swimming. That time my boss called me to tell me I sucked at my job, but followed it up by telling me I got crazy good comments about this one small part of my job, so would I like to do that full time? Did the new thing for 6 years and used it to land another, even better, position at the same company. Thanks for recognizing my talents, old boss. You were a bit of a shit boss, but when it mattered you really were a help. Edit. Since so many are asking, here's actual detail. Moved from software implementation, which had a bit of a teaching component to it, to formally teaching how to use THE software. Have since moved into writing the content that is taught. Wow. Shitting on and appreciating your boss. It was really a win-win situation. He got me off his team and I got to do something I didn't dread and was actually pretty good at. He was still a crap boss the rest of the time. r/Reddit. Once at my workplace, I asked for help to open a box because I really couldn't open it. This one girl I worked with looked at me with disgust and didn't help me. She later talked shit about me and said I'm fucking stupid. I was born with polydactyly and they cut off my 2 extra fingers and fixed a lot of stuff. I can't use all my fingers properly. By the way, fuck you Sarah. Edit. Wow, I never thought that a comment about calling out Sarah's bullshit would be my most upvoted one, nor that it would blow up like that. Thank you, kind strangers. I have a feeling those last few sentences should have been your response. My fingers don't work, also F you. But if they did I'd be flipping you off. r/Reddit. 90% of what Albert Einstein quotes on the internet was not said by Albert Einstein. Internet 2019. Albert Einstein once said 90% of my quotes on the internet were not said by me. 90% of statistics aren't true. You are 73.2% more likely to be believed if you use uneven numbers. 69% of statistics are made up on the spot. r/Reddit. USMC judges you on your ability to run. No matter how good or bad you are at anything, if you can run fast, you are presumed better at everything. It overcomes crimes, mental retardation, and absolute stupidity. That's how the army is. When I first came in, my push-ups and sit-ups sucked ass and I borderline failed my PT tests. But when my drill sergeants and chain of command saw my 12:10 2-mile run time, my dad has trained me to be a distance runner since I was a little kid. They all left me alone, and once I started putting on muscle in addition to the run time, I was able to get away with so much shit and get out of so many details. It's easier to add strength than it is to add endurance and conditioning to a young man. Also, a soldier who can run for hours has a longer lifespan than one who can do 100 sit-ups. r/Reddit. This was kind of judging as well as being judged. In my high school guitar class, me and one other girl were both really struggling. I judged her as being bad at music / unskilled / stupid, like me. Thing is, I remember an incident of my teacher, who was very technologically improficient, asking my help with typing something he'd written by hand. He was trying to read it aloud to me, but eventually I just asked him to set it down where I could see it, because it was easier and faster for me to touch type it. He was floored by how fast and how well / correctly I could type that way, and while many, if not most, 16-year-olds probably can now, back then it was a little less usual. Not too long after, like a week I think, the piano in the music room was, for once, left uncovered. That girl who I judged as being a fellow musical idiot sat down and started playing the piano phenomenally. I have a very visceral and vindicating memory of my guitar teacher looking between her, me, the computer, and my hands, and saying, "You know, that actually explains a lot." TL, Doctor, I judged myself and a guitar classmate as unskilled idiots. discounting just how great our typing and piano skills were. EDA, so apparently my 80 WPM typing speed might not have become as widespread and normalized as I thought. Due to the shift of computing from desktop and laptop computers towards mobile phones, we're actually seeing a reversal of the trend that young people can type well. A buddy of mine had said something similar about his kid recently. He's a programmer, and he kind of hoped to get his kid similarly into it. I remember joking one day that the kids of today would be able to effortlessly run laps around us when it comes to programming and making technology, not needing much training at all, because they are growing up basically surrounded by it. He just shook his head and said it was the opposite. All the tech of today works pretty seamlessly, requires almost no tinkering, and the daily need of a kid today to put hands to keyboard is minimal at best. Those of us who were born in the 80s/early 90s had an analog childhood and a digital adulthood, so if we were interested in tech then we got to spend a lot of time looking under the hood and learning the ins/outs. This is very helpful for learning how tech works. And since we didn't have smartphones, it was keyboards and desktops/laptops for everything entertainment, so we were very comfortable in that as well. Obviously modern kids can learn to do all this stuff, but my perception of what was some huge advantage to them actually wasn't. Our lack of advanced options and being limited to using a desktop/laptop for everything made learning this stuff very fluid and easy for us, while future generations may actually have to put a more concerted effort into learn it because their stuff isn't as crappy as ours/they have more interesting things available to do. I absolutely agree. The computers of today are so much complicated and intricate than computers when I was a kid. I remember learning basic programming on an 8-bit Amstrad CPC and then getting into assembly coding when I worked out that you could change what is on the screen by addressing memory address and COOO upwards. That small realization led to so much more. Nowadays, even to get to the point where you can type print hello world, takes software installed. If you're looking at something like Visual Studio, even more. I teach computer science to high school kids and the entry level to begin tinkering is definitely much higher than it was. Now it's layers and layers of abstraction piled on top of each other. It's the same with cars. I spent so much time tinkering with my old 1980s VW Polo. Now it's all electronic and hidden away. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.